The following episode may contain sensitive content. Listener discretion is advised.
Every time.
Trauma.
Yo, that's where I started.
I know.
That's where I started.
Yeah, we were like,
and look at me now.
hello, my...
Still working.
Yeah. Yeah, until we're 90.
Oh my gosh. Living the American dream.
Never be able to retire.
Being victims of the American system. Yep.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Love it.
How are you, friend? Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone.
The show must go on. I'm Tracey.
And I am Nikki. And we are here to judge. And also say Happy Pride. Happy
Pride Month. To
This comes out next week. Okay. Yeah.
To all the gays.
Yeah.
And allies. We're allies.
We are allies, but we also needed a gay for today. And our favorite gay is on vacation.
I know.
So I didn't even ask. I had forgotten.
Yeah.
And I almost asked last week, and he was like telling me, he's like, I'm stressed about the weather in Puerto Vallarta, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, fuck. He's going on vacation.
I saw that.
And it's so sunny over there. I was like, you were getting anxiety about nothing.
I know. Beautiful. He's showing everything on Instagram, and it's like
he's
gorgeous
just
view.
living his best life.
I'm happy for him.
Him and Owen.
Yes.
Owen is already sunburned.
Hey, I get it.
I know, but it's bad. I saw a picture and I was like, damn.
Lobster?
It's rough out there. Yeah. Little lobster with marks.
That's me. I get it. I totally understand.
It's like, it was not well spread, the SPF. Oh, gosh. So funny.
It's never well spread. I can never get it.
I wanted to ask you, since you are...
White?
Damn.
Since I'm white.
Since you are white, but also you are the queen of Love Island. Are you?
I have never watched an episode. I'm sorry. I can't go there.
I was so excited.
I can't go there. I can't do Love Island.
Okay, well, because I did a little bit. And I was like, oh no, what are we watching? And then Trace kept watching it without me. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I was like, I was already invested. Totally. Into the show.
Yeah.
And he kept watching without me. So I'm like, whatever, man. I haven't had time to watch shit. Have you watched anything?
Honestly, not so much. I've been reading a lot, per usual, because I'm a dork.
Of course.
I watched the Tonys. Did you watch the Tonys?
I watched clips because I was too tired.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? I saw the Hamilton performance.
Yeah, Hamilton, great as always. I love it. Was the original Broadway cast. Superb.
My God, inimitable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they were great. Cynthia Erivo hosted, and of course she was...
Apparently she was excellent.
Fucking amazing, because, I mean, she can sing anything, and she's really funny, so, like, her comedic timing was really good, like...
Yes.
Total vibe. Loved it. She did great. The performances for all the musicals were
Any
good.
musical that you didn't know that, like, piqued your curiosity after the performance?
Oh,
no.
I mean, well, I saw Gypsy with Patti LuPone. when she was in that.
Oh, yeah.
And listen.
Top tier.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, Audra McDonald is like amazing, right? She's a veteran of Broadway. And her performance, like acting, amazing. The vocals were a little stressed. But I mean, listen.
Wait, there was some tea about Patti LuPone and Audra that happened.
Yeah, I don't know the full thing, but I guess like in an interview, Patti LuPone had called Audra McDonald a bitch.
Oh.
And yeah, like she's a diva and hard to work with or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So everyone was like campaigning to not have Patti show up.
Oh my God. At the Tonys?
Yeah, they were like, we don't want her to come. Like, she's toxic, all this shit. But I need to read Patti LuPone's autobiography because I was watching an interview. It was like the Stars on Stars thing that they have. And it was Jonathan Groff and Nicole Scherzinger. And Jonathan Groff said that, so Patti LuPone has like a terrible relationship with Andrew Lloyd Webber. Like, she cannot.
Oh my God, this is like the gayest.
Yes,
Keep going.
And I need to know more because I don't know the full extent. But apparently, she can.
I saw some clips of that interview too. Variety, right?
Yes. So Patti LuPone starred in the original Sunset Boulevard, which is Andrew Lloyd Webber. I don't know what happened, but they have like a terrible relationship. She can't stand him. So people were saying that maybe she was trying to call Audra McDonald a bitch, but it was to like make people align with her so that she would win the Tony instead of Nicole Scherzinger, who was nominated for Sunset Boulevard because she can't stand Andrew Lloyd Webber. And also, I didn't know this, Nicole Scherzinger is a Trumper.
Oh, yeah. Well, she actually kind of denied that.
Well, I don't know.
I saw, like, in a post, actually.
Because people were like...
that she was like, this is not what I meant.
Okay, because they were like, oh, it's so funny. Like, she's wearing red. Like, her gown.
No. Well,
like
it was something... She had commented on something.
Yeah.
And it was about something else. But somebody in that picture, I think he had, like a hat or, like, a MAGA hat or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that just became, you know, a whole thing. But she, like, said, she denied it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
I don't know.
Not that we have to believe everyone. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, who knows?
It's just very weird to know, like, Pussycat Girls and now a Broadway star, you know.
Yeah, listen, she like, performed solo. And her performance was great. Because, listen, we know she can sing, but I was, like, not really sure about the acting. But I thought she did terrific. So, if we just have to go off of that, like, she deserved the Tony. Like, her acting, like, it was great, you know?
So she won.
She did win, yes.
Okay. Well, good for her.
Good for her, yeah.
There was I saw a TikTok recently that said it was a video of Nicole in Pussycat Dolls. Mm-hmm. And they were asking her what she wanted to do. Mm. And I'm talking about like 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. And she's like, I've always been a person that loves Broadway. Mm-hmm. Broadway is what I really want to do. But I'm putting that away right now. Right. Like, I don't think she believed that she could get there.
Right. And I'm sure she might have had people telling her, like, you're not quite there. Who knows?
Yeah. Or that she wasn't talented enough. Imagine, like, she was a pop star. Right. And it's very hard to get those on Broadway unless you're doing Chicago. Yeah. You know? So, yeah, it warmed I was very, very happy for her. And I really hope what she's saying is true. Mm-hmm. That like what she commented, that was not the intention, you know, like there was no intention in her comment. She was praising something else in the picture. Mm-hmm. And listen, for the listeners, if you know the tea, please let us know.
Please, yeah.
I'm just going off by memory, and my memory sucks at this point. You know,
same. Same.
There's too much social media, too much, like, too many TV shows that I try to catch up on, and movies and all that stuff.
In between, like, that and the Diddy trial and just, like,
oh my God,
all the shit that's
Diddy
happening.
trial.
Like,
I
overload.
know, eyes and immigration, like, come on.
Yeah, all that shit
I'm
in
so
LA
tired.
and now in New York. Like, there's just so much.
Oh, it's happening here this weekend.
Oh, in Miami?
In Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But I would...
Which goes to say, just be careful out there.
Yeah.
Be safe, people.
Yeah, for sure.
As an immigrant, it's very heartbreaking to see what the fuck is going on out there.
Yeah.
I try to not see it because it breaks me.
Mm-hmm.
But just be safe out there. Just be safe.
Yeah.
Know your rights. Look up everything that you can to defend yourself always.
Right.
But the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that they announced the new Traitors cast.
I saw! Oh my God.
I was like, when I was looking at it, I was like, fuck.
It's gonna be so good.
And also, I kind of love that they put the adorable Donna Kelsey in it.
Yeah.
Like, she's adorable. She's just like a mama.
Uh-huh.
Mama bear.
Yeah.
You know, you just want to hug her. And we always need one like that in the show.
Yeah.
Now, I hate that they said soon.
I think it's usually in, like, January. Like, we're gonna have to wait till next year.
No fucking way. I think they're doing 2 a year. So I think we have one coming up this year.
Listen, I fucking hope so. I just finished the first season of Traitors Australia.
Did you like?
And I did like it. It's a little different. Teeny tiny little bits. But it's still really good.
Okay.
Like, definitely recommend.
This show's Traitors started last year. And they already have 3 seasons. So I think it's 2 a year.
I hope so. Because it's so entertaining.
You're itching for it?
Yes, I have withdrawals. And I love Alan Cumming. So, like, yes, I need it.
He's so good. That promotion of the way it came out, I was like, fuck, yes. Okay, so here's the cast. We have Rob Cesternino from Survivor. We have Yam Yam Aroko from Survivor. By the way, I need to watch Survivor, I guess.
Some of these people,
they're all fucking here.
I don't know who they are. Because there's like a big chunk in the middle. Because I watched like a bunch of seasons at the beginning. And then I sort of fell off. And then like a little bit. And then fell off.
It has like 30 seasons.
It's a lot.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay, so there's Natalie Anderson. She's been in The Amazing Race, Survivor, and The Challenge.
And I know her because I love The Amazing Race. I used to watch every single season. I wanted to be on it. And she has a twin sister, and she went on with her. I could not stand them. Wow. They played dirty. So...
Oh, okay. I wonder how people are going to react. So I see Ian Terry from Big Brother, Tiffany Mitchell from Big Brother and The Challenge, Colton Underwood from The Bachelor.
Wow. Got to get those gays.
And I think he actually got married. Yeah, I think he's married now.
Good for him.
To his husband. Good. Then Mark Ballas from Dancing with the Stars. I haven't seen that guy in forever.
He's my favorite.
Is he still in Dancing with the Stars?
He did, not last season, but the season before with Charlie D'Amelio.
Oh,
and they won.
Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. I thought he wasn't in this show anymore.
He wasn't for a long time. And then he came...
He took a break.
Yeah, he took a huge break. And then he came back. And I think he was like, okay, I'm done. Which is such a shame because I remember him from the beginning. And he's always been one of my favorites. Like, I love his choreography.
Yeah, he's an OG.
Oh, yeah. Love him.
He's very,
so
very
I'm
good.
excited.
Okay, so I'm excited too. So we have Monet Change from RuPaul.
Exchange. Get your gay on, girl. Let's go.
I know. I don't know all their names.
Be a drag queen.
Then we have... I know. And also, talking about RuPaul, Ariana and Cynthia Erivo are guests in the RuPaul's Drag Race. I think the one that comes out this week.
I love it.
The episode. Then we have Kristen Kish from Top Chef. Trey might know who that is because all the cooking shows he watches.
It's like the one I don't watch. Like I watch so many cooking shows, and Top Chef I just never got into. I think it was like too chefy for me.
Okay.
Like, I feel
Now
like you
we
really know
have
how to cook.
chefy.
Yeah, like you really have to know. Like, it's like crazy foods that I've never heard of before, and I feel like an idiot. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, I get it. Because I feel like that in Normals and Top Chef too.
It's too fancy.
Maura Higgins from Love Island UK and Love Island USA after Sun. There's too many Love Islands already. I can see that. Rob Rauch from Love Island USA. No fucking idea. Dorinda Metley.
Which...
She was there last season.
Yeah, and she got voted off in the beginning. So
she's from the Real Housewives of New York.
She wanted redemption.
Those are messy bitches, and I love it. Okay, then we have our queen of housewives, which is Lisa Rinna. She's a Real Housewife from Beverly Hills, and then she was in Dancing with the Stars. Yeah. I love that bitch so much. She is crazy. Then Candiace Diller Bassett. She's from the Real Housewives of Potomac. I don't know where that is.
Potomac. I think it's in DC.
Potomac.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's in DC.
Okay. Then we have Portia Williams from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Carolyn Stanbury from the Real Housewives of Dubai. Damn, there's a lot of housewives.
They love those housewives.
Those bitches are nuts too. Johnny Ware, Olympic figure skating and Dancing with the Stars. Was he good in Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
I bet.
He's such a huge personality. Like, he's super gay, but I love it. And he's hosted stuff before. So he's fun. I'm intrigued to see how he's going to play it.
Okay. Then they have Tara Lipinski, another Olympic figure skater. Eric Nam, a singer-songwriter.
No idea who that is.
Oh my gosh.
I saw his picture and I was like, who?
I was like, is that from like one of those bands, the boy bands?
Like a K-pop group or something?
Yeah, probably.
No idea.
Then Ron Funches, he's a comedian.
He's so funny. I love him.
I'm excited. I love when they bring those.
Yeah, he's cute.
Donna Kelsey, mother of Travis and Jason Kelsey, the mama bear.
Hilarious. I love that she's in it. It's kind of random.
It's so random too. Yes. Yeah. Then we have Michael Rappaport. And he has the biggest New York accent, so I cannot wait.
Everyone's going to think he's a traitor. Like, right away. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, because he's played...
Because he's an actor, too.
Yeah, and he usually plays, like, dirty cop or...
Yes.
Whatever, so...
And then Stephen Coletti from One Tree Hill. But this is Stephen from The Hill, too.
Yes!
Well, not The Hill, Laguna Beach.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, why are you putting, like, One Tree Hill? This motherfucker was in the OG reality shows.
Didn't he date Kristen Cavallari? Like, that was, like, her
yes,
first
he did.
boyfriend?
And Lauren, I think.
Yes, there was, like, a whole drama. I remember that shit.
Hell yeah. You know who was friends with him? Like, buddy Christian from our school, Christian Mariner.
Really?
They were like this. Because he grew up there in the hills. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, that was exciting news, but we got to get into what we're doing today. It is time.
The Traitors coming soon.
But as fans of The Traitors, we had to put that out there.
Of course.
The Traitors is just very special. And I'm so glad I started watching it.
Yeah, it's just such entertaining TV because there's a lot of psychology to it. It's a lot of building relationships. There's some deceit in there.
Yeah.
But not everybody is deceitful. Some people do try to play it on the up and up and, like, be a good person and a team player.
Yes.
And it's just who you are and how you decide to play it. And everyone gets paranoid. That's what I love, too.
Yep.
At every single point, they're like...
nobody believes anybody.
Right. I don't trust anybody. Yeah. You're a traitor. And they're like, no, I'm not. And they're definitely not. But it doesn't matter. You're a traitor. You're a traitor.
Yep.
It's just, I love it.
It's so good. And before we start, I did forget to tell you that I did watch a show that I finished. It took me a few weeks, but I finished it. I did watch Apple Cider Vinegar.
Oh, you finished it. Okay.
I finished it. It's very, very good. It's very well done. Also, Caitlin Dever, she's just one of those actresses that we know. And she did in this role beautifully. Mm-hmm. And I hope she gets some kind of recognition. It doesn't have to be the Emmys. Sure. It could be the SAG,
Golden Globe.
Or Golden Globe. Like, she did really well. And I wanted to talk about real quick about the opposite of her, which her name, she played Mila Blake. Her name is Alicia Debnam Carey. I think I've seen her face in other things. But she was just excellent. Okay. She was such a good actress in it. And her story in the show is also based on another influencer. But if you ever want to watch it, I'm not going to give you anything else. But these stories are based on, things that happen.
Right.
So very, very interesting. And I do recommendation station. Okay. I definitely think people should watch it because it really touches a lot on like how we put our value on social media and feel like the validation of our lives, it comes from like the likes and the comments, and so I think it's important that people watch it. It's very good.
Okay. That list of mine just keeps getting longer and longer, and I'm not doing anything about it. Just keep reading.
No, just write it down in your little notepad. I've been just reading like 10 minutes before going to bed because I'm like, just put your phone away, because if I just rely on TikTok, I'm fucked. So I'm like, put the phone away, read 10 minutes.
Yeah. And I mean, doesn't like research shows like you're not really supposed to look at your screen before you go to bed?
Yeah,
like,
but I'm using the Kindle.
Well,
does that count as it?
I don't think that's the same.
Okay.
I think it's
okay, just making sure.
And I read on my phone. Like I read ebooks.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that actually.
I like it.
But I'm proud of you.
At least I'm reading.
It's better than social media, for sure.
I mean, I'm not any smarter, but...
You are. Come on.
Oh, no.
Anyway. Okay. Anyway. Tracy's smart, guys. Okay, so today, what we are discussing is The Danish Girl. This is a film that came out in 2015. And to be honest, Trace, I hadn't watched it.
I've never watched it either.
And I can't believe it came out 10 years ago.
Yeah. I know.
Oh my God. That's the scariest part, because for me, it came out a year or two ago.
Right. No, I know. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but
it's not
a decade.
Yeah, it's very scary that was 10 years ago. Okay, I'll give you the synopsis and then we'll go from there. So, The Danish Girl is set in 1920s in Copenhagen. The film follows Einar Wagner, a successful painter, and his wife Gerda, also an artist. When Gerda asks Einar to pose in women's clothing for a portrait, it awakens something long buried in Einar. This marks the beginning of Lili Elbe's emergence and transition, which challenges their marriage, personal identities, and societal norms. The film chronicles Lili's physical and emotional journey toward gender affirmation, culminating in a pioneer medical transformation and ultimate tragedy. Okay. Very heavy.
It was heavy.
But I want to hear your opinion real quick.
First of all, how cute was that dog?
That I wrote down the real star in this film was Pixar because I looked up his real name.
Pixar? Oh my gosh. So cute.
With an E. Pixar.
Oh,
Pixar.
Pixar. Oh.
I was like, that was the start of the movie.
Anytime she came on, and I was like, oh, so cute. I can't.
And his eyes and the way the camera was like doing the zoom. I was like, I just want to take him home.
Such a good dog. So I just had to throw that in there.
Very good. I think it's important because that was the actual real start.
The most important thing.
And I looked it up. This baby got no nominations. I'm like, hello. He behaved so well. He was such a good boy.
You know, there should be a category for like
pets.
For animals, because you have
best pet.
Yeah, there's dogs and there's cats and horses and other animals.
Listen, I'm just cool with the dogs. That's it. All the puppies.
Yeah, well,
he was
so cute. But other than
such
that,
a good boy.
Other than that, I fully expected not to like this movie. Yeah,
really?
like I just figured, I don't know. I didn't expect much from it. Like I know it was nominated for a bunch, and I mean you have good actors in it, but I was like, I don't know about this. And I really enjoyed it. I did. It has a good message. I think everyone should see it. It's very eye-opening. Whether or not it's very accurate or not, because this is based off of real people. But regardless, like I just think the message is very important, and just that you have to live your life as who you are. So I think in that regard, it was very beautiful, but it is very sad in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it was a beautiful film. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, so beautiful. And I did have high expectations because I remember in my mind, it was 3 years ago, and I remember it had so many nominations. And, it was like one of those films that I was like, at first I thought it was going to be way longer. Because it kind of like gives you that sense. Anything that's a period piece, you're like, oh, we're going to be here for 10 days. Yeah. But it was less than 2 hours. It's a beautiful story. The actors were excellent. Excellent. And also a special shout out to the cinematography. Oh my God. Everything was the aesthetic of it. Oh, so pretty.
Very artistic.
Beautiful. It was just like really, really beautifully done. Yeah. And, it's true. Everyone should watch it because this is based on a true story. And even if you feel some kind of way about, this topic, this is also history. This is based in 1920s, and this happened so long ago, and people think this is something new, and it's not. This is 100 years ago. So it was just very, very. My eyes, I feel like they've been open for a long time, but it was even more eye-opening. I
agree. And it's like, it's easy because we don't live that lifestyle, or maybe like, exactly. I don't necessarily know anybody directly who's transgender.
Yeah, me either. No, actually, no, I do know. Okay. I just forget. And in one of my coworkers.
Yeah. But that it was such a stigma back then that it was like you could literally be locked up in an insane asylum.
Yes.
So just the way that it was like portrayed, that it was a sickness, an illness, there was something mentally wrong with you.
And even for him, he's saying, I need help. He didn't think what he was feeling was okay.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Like going to the library and doing research and being like, I'm going to fix this myself.
So I just wanted to say real quick, I think I noticed it like halfway through, or like maybe like 30 minutes in, that it was moving very fast. You know, because it was like time had passed, you know, and I'm not realizing that, because it's just taking you through the story, you know. So at the beginning, when they show us who their characters are, I loved each one of them. And like Eddie Redmayne, he's just one of those actors that he's just good at everything.
He really can do anything.
He's so talented.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't... Have we seen him sing anywhere?
Recently? Sing?
Or like in a film, sing?
He was in Les Mis.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Les Mis. I mean, not sing. No, that's not... How we see him dance. He can probably dance too.
I haven't seen him in anything, but I'm sure he can move pretty well.
He could probably tap, because
I'm sure he could learn.
That.
He looks like someone who could just learn how to do things. Like,
he's
picks it up so fast.
Good.
I mean,
he's so good.
Recently, wasn't he in that like Day of the Jackal? I think it's on like Amazon Prime, and he's like an assassin or something, like a sniper.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
So it's like he does everything. He's
so
all over the spectrum. So it's like
his range is insane.
It is insane. So I mean, like, even if you don't like him, you have to appreciate the work. Like,
his performance.
He puts in the work. So I do appreciate that. And this was no exception. Like, wow.
Excellent work. I loved it. And I just wanted to say that real quick, because he's just, the whole time I was in awe of his mannerisms through, you know, the whole film.
Yes.
But I wanted to say, like, in the beginning, we see all the characters, including Amber Heard. I have forgotten that she was in that movie.
I had no idea she was in this.
I hate that she's so pretty.
I hate that she was good. I thought she was great in it.
No, I mean, she was excellent, you know. I never thought she was, like, a bad actress, but she also looked gorgeous in this film. Like, so pretty, you know, and, like, that period of time looks good on her. You know, like, the hair, the dress, you know, the character, everything, the whole thing. But we kind of, like, fall in love with all these characters right away, and you see their dynamic and, like, how they're all artists, you know. And I'll always think this, like artists are so much more vulnerable, because they are able to express their feelings way more. And to see how comfortable they were with each other, making jokes, and, you know, like, there was not one moment that one person would come and make, like, a misogynistic comment, you know, or something uncalled for.
Right.
And right in that scene, it just, I liked the movie right away. And maybe it's because we, like, you and I went to school for theater, you know, and I, like, have a music background and dance background. But it's just, like, when you connect with people that are in the arts like you, it's just different. You know?
Yeah.
It's okay being
vulnerable.
Weird. It's okay being vulnerable. It's okay...
Because I think we put ourselves in the craftsmanship. You put yourself in the dance. You put yourself in the character. You put yourself in the words.
There's so much empathy.
Like,
too.
So, and I feel like most artists lean a little more liberal, because I think there's more empathy and sympathy. Like, we're able to put ourselves in other people's shoes.
Yes.
So I'd like to think, you know, we're not as judgmental, that we can sort of see through other people's lenses. Yeah.
It was just, like, so beautiful right away. And I, like, and to see, like, Gerda's relationship with, like, Ula, which was, like, Amber Heard's character. It was just No judgment there.
Right.
So beautiful to see.
Well, and their marriage too, Gerda and Einar. Like, you could tell they have a very comfortable relationship. They support each other because they're both artists. And I feel like sometimes, you know, when you're in the same industry, there's a little bit of competition. But but she does more portraits, he does more landscapes. So, like, it's not necessarily along the same lines. So there is that support system.
Yes.
And you could tell they love each other. Like, there's passion there. Like, they want to start a family, obviously. Like, they're trying to have a child.
Yes. That broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder how much of that is true. Because I feel like the way that it's shown in the movie, like, if they really wanted to have a child that badly, I feel like...
Hold on. That doggy is just barking so much. You can't hear it. Okay, good. Keep going.
No, you're fine. But her desire to have a child, I feel like that sort of shrouded her perception of Einar a little bit. Because for her, dressing her up as Lili was a game.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
When it's
100%.
Like, you could see for him, it wasn't a game, but it's like
he was enjoying it a lot.
A lot. But I think for her, she was like, I just want to have this, like, great marriage and start a family. So I feel like she was trying to, like, deny that a little bit.
Yeah.
When it started becoming too serious.
Yeah, I also feel like it's so hard because, again, these stories are not told that often. And the times that we've seen it, the couple of times, probably less than, like, my one hand can count, we see the story of the transgender person, but we really don't see the story of the people that love them like a partner, you know, and how, you know, you go into a relationship with somebody, but then you end up with someone else. And we all change, you know, we all evolve, but this is, like, completely different. And my heart kept breaking for her because I kept thinking, you know, like, we would see less and less of Einar and more of Lili. But I was like, there was never a moment that it was like, just let me say goodbye to Einar. You know?
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, I think Lili tells him, like, he's never coming back. But she didn't have that closure because in her head, I just can't imagine, you know, how it is for both parties, you know, for like her to be like, I'm just going to stay with you through this, you know, and help you through this. But also say goodbye to the person that I fell in love with. And then, you know, for him to discover that about himself, and then, you know, this is not who I am anymore, I'm gonna be Lili because it's something that I've always wanted, you know, like, it was just, it broke my heart completely. And this is why, you know, we don't really choose these feelings. We don't choose that. You're not choosing that because nobody wants to go through that shit, you know.
Because there's the one part when Gerda comes home from like an art event, and she's like, you should have been there. Like, I needed you should have been there with me. And then Lili is like, well, that was with Einar. And she was like, can I just see my husband? I just want to talk to my husband. And it's Lili. So she's like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Which, and that's hard.
It's so hard, you know. And kudos to her for sticking through, you know, because she loved Einar that much, you know. And I think it just gives you like a visibility a little bit of how these this partnership works, you know, because we see it, but we don't know the before and after, you know. We don't know how decisions are made, and I can't imagine how hard it would be for a partner to choose to stay, you know, but also to be like, I'm saying goodbye to this person that I've always loved, you know.
Right. Yeah. Because also it's like you see someone that you've known for years and you fell in love with, and they really have changed. Like, even their personality is different.
Yeah.
So it's like not even the same person that you married, in a sense. Because like Lili was different from Einar, you know? Because it's like, okay,
they're two different people.
And you can't say that everyone who goes through transition is like that. For some, it may just be like, the only thing that's changing is physical. Like, the rest of me, I'm the same person. But in this particular instance, I just felt like Lili and Einar were completely different. Not just on the outside, but worlds. Like on the inside. Like how they acted. Yeah. So, to me, that seems even more difficult if I'm Gerda. Yeah. Like, I don't even know who you are anymore. Because it was like, Lili didn't want to be a painter anymore. She just wanted to go like work in a department store in the perfume department. Like, what a different direction. Yes. Like, you're not painting.
Yeah. And when she says to her, I just wanna see how the paints will look like now. You know? And she was like, it's not who I am anymore. It's not what I want.
Right. Which,
you know?
Yeah. I mean, you're like completely changing something that you loved. So,
and that you're talented.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because then that's also like when Einar's painting and he's, you know, talking about getting sucked in the bog. So it's like, I'm sure that's metaphorical. You know,
100%.
Yeah, read into that how you will, but
exactly. Let's talk about that scene where she's undressing him and
he's wearing
a dress.
Yeah, her like nightie,
the night dress. Yeah, and you know how she. I don't know. Maybe also because, like, you know, it's 2025. We think differently. We express ourselves right away. It's how she just was like, okay.
She was very accepting of that.
Yeah, right away. Which, you know, kudos to her. But to not even question him.
Right.
Like, what's this about? You know?
Yeah.
Is this about that conversation we had before, or, you know, about like you, because I was wearing it, you wanted to wear it? Is this a thing in the moment? Do you want to wear it all the time?
Right. Like, is it a kink? And, you know, is it just like this new thing like you're into?
Yeah. Yeah. But the way she just accepted it and then just kept going, and you can see like she had a little bit more masculine energy when they were gonna have sex in that moment. You know, like she took control of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was shocked that she was like, okay. You know?
Right. And I mean, again, it could just be how she was. She was just very accepting and open-minded of things.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I mean, the time period, we're in the 20s. So I feel like back then, that still would have been a bit of a shocker. But again, we're in Europe. We're not in the States. We're in Denmark, we're in Copenhagen, and then a little bit in Paris. So I feel like Europeans are more open-minded about sexuality and like
Yeah.
things like that.
Identity.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, how she grew up culturally, like, is that just... She's a little more open-minded about that sort of thing? Because I feel like
she's also an artist.
Right. Because I feel like if I found my husband wearing my negligee, I think, personally, I'm sorry, I think I'd freak out. Like, I would be like, why are you wearing that?
Yeah, like, what happened? What are we doing?
Yeah.
You know?
But she was like...
is this a joke?
Yeah, she did. Yeah. But she was just like, okay. Like, didn't even say anything. Just, like, rubbing his chest. And was like, let's do this. And I was like, okay.
Okay, girly pop.
Good
you
for
do what you gotta do. You know?
But again, is it like she wants a kid so bad?
Yeah,
so it's like...
I was like, or she just wants her marriage to work. Because, you know, it's just a thing that I have to accept from you now. Right. And it's just very, you know, like eye-opening also in the sense of like, it's been so long ago that you, as women, we are told to accept everything always, you know, especially back then. Don't open your mouth, don't say anything. But you could see in their relationship that she felt comfortable expressing her feelings. Mm-hmm. But when this came around, she kind of like shut down a little bit. And I wonder if that's part of it too, because, you know, you can accept it, but maybe you don't want that. Right. You know, maybe you don't want to stay in that kind of relationship. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, you can accept who Lili is, but you don't have to stay in this relationship. Mm-hmm. You can move on from it. Yeah. You know, you can stay friends.
Yeah.
And I think because it was
1926,
20 something, I think that's why she was like, no, I have to make sure this works, because... And also, she loved him. She loved him so much. She was willing to probably make it work too, like that.
Or because it was just, so early on too that it was happening that maybe she still thought in her mind it's a game. Like, this is different and fun.
It's only a part of the day, and then he'll be Einar again.
Yeah, that's true. It was just at night.
Einar. Yeah.
It was just at night, and like, you know, you can kind of compartmentalize a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. But let's talk about his mannerisms. Well, first, like, him as the actor, Eddie, I wonder how much he studied, you know, because let me tell you, when he was sitting, when he would, like, put his hands together, I'm like, that took so much studying, because he really looks like a female.
Him walking in the heels, like, right off, like, the first time that he dresses up as Lili, like, their walking was identical.
Yeah.
Like, because then it just showed their shoes. Like, if you turned it on and I didn't know what was happening, I would think both of them were women.
Yes, exactly. So I was, like, first, like, let's put a plate on the side for him to, you know, really, really studying his characters, you know, bringing Einar to life, but also bringing Lili to life.
Yeah.
And even in the scene, I think they're in France, and he goes to one of these, like, brothels or whatever it was, and he's studying the movements of the sex worker, and he's just, like, doing everything, and she notices. And he's kind of ashamed, but she's like, no, it's fine. You know, who gives a fuck? Do what you gotta do. And the way he was doing that with his hands, I was like, this actor deserves so many awards and nominations for this, because it's really hard to do that if you're not talented.
Yeah.
You know? It seemed very smooth, especially if you're not a transgender in real life, you know, so you're just portraying that role. It must, like, the pressure, you know, to make it real and to make it
so feminine and graceful.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this shit is beautifully done here.
Yeah.
And to see his, because I feel like even the way he would look at people as Einar, and then the way Lili would look at people.
Mm-hmm.
Two different people completely. Einar was like, he was very sure of himself and like talking to people about his art. And then Lili was a very shy girl,
right. More delicate
and delicate and like embarrassed about things. Very feminine. So it just like all those little moments of like very feminism movements and mannerisms, it was just so fucking well done. So well done.
He did his homework, that's for sure.
He really, really did. Yeah. I wanted to talk about Matthias Schoenaerts. He plays Hans Axel. He was Einar's childhood friend. Right. He looks so handsome in this movie.
He is good looking. Yeah.
And I'm not attracted to that kind of guy.
Yeah. But there's something but there's something about him too. I don't know.
Maybe because he was very supportive.
Yeah.
If you were supportive of your friends and like whatever, you're going to be hot.
Yeah. And it's like he was confident, but he wasn't cocky.
Exactly.
He was very understanding.
Exactly. Very understanding, very empathetic.
Yeah.
Even when she didn't want to, like when she kissed him and then she was like, no.
Yeah.
He was like, okay.
Yeah.
He just called her twice, said her name.
And he let her run away.
No pushing. Yeah.
Very respectful.
I was like, okay,
he wasn't a creep. Because, some guys, sorry, you get creepy. Yeah. You try too hard, and it's too much. But
and when they would introduce people, I was like, oh my God, they're going to bully. They're going to bully Lili. Yeah. You know? I was like so stressed. I was like, don't hurt her. So like that was like because he's a handsome dude, so I was like he's gonna be an asshole,
Sure. He wasn't at all.
His kindness, it was just,
and he cared about them both too. Like, do you think when he first meets Lili, do you think that he knew that was Einar?
Oh, right away, yeah.
But he just played along. He was like very sweet.
and it's again, like back then, if you didn't have a partner like Gerda, nobody would have believed you. So I think like having her be supportive of Lili's journey and Einar's journey, I think is what made them realize, because probably in the moment he what's his name, the character
Hans,
he could have probably thought,
what the fuck are you doing?
Einar lost his mind.
Yeah, like he could have called him out on it and been like, what are you doing?
Who the fuck is Lili? Yeah. Like, where's this coming from?
Embarrassed her.
But then when you have a supportive wife that is saying, no, like this is not a moment's thing. This is how it is. I think that and same with like when he went to that hospital telling them like I need help, and then he sees on the form that they're thinking he's schizophrenic. That happened because she wasn't there. Like, he's not aggressive, he's not violent, he's not having like seizures, like none of that. This is his true self. Right. He's telling you what he's feeling, and we need to find a way to help him. But not with treatment, you know, to be okay to be Lili.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's it just touches so many things. And I don't know, and I'm jumping ahead. I don't know if you want to say anything else, because I'm just trying to also be very careful, because I am not a transgender person, so I don't want to say the wrong things. At the end, I didn't think Lili was gonna die at all.
No.
Even when she wakes up from surgery, and she's and Gerda is like, you scared us there for a second, and she's like, no, just take me out for some air. I was like, oh my gosh, that was like, she's alive, she survived, and boom, she just dies.
Right. Well, because you figure it's like, you see this person go through this transition, through this journey to find their real self, and they finally attain it, and boom, dead. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
That sucks.
When she's like, I'm fully myself.
Yeah.
now.
And then, rough. But, I mean, also at the same time, it's like, well, is it
surgery?
Definitely.
It's Pioneer.
Yeah.
It's probably a second surgery,
but
maybe.
still, like, to do something like that and like so early on, I mean, that is
100 years ago.
Yeah, that's a pivotal moment in history. Like, definitely not taking anything away from that.
Yeah.
So it's like, the ending is tragic, but would it have been more tragic if Lili never was? You know, like, attaining your full self, your full identity.
Yeah. I think if Lili never was, that would have been a bigger tragedy. But I also feel like we've progressed so much more that the medical part, you really don't need it if you don't want it, or if you're scared, you know, because that's a big surgery, you know.
It is.
So I think like, regardless, it was 100 years ago, and now I can't imagine how big that, you know, transition, like, medically is, you know. So I think if you identify as a transgender person, like, to a woman or to a man, whatever it is, me, myself, I can't speak for everyone in the world, we will respect that. You know, you don't need to do these medical procedures if you're scared of them, because you're right to be scared. These are big things to do, you know. It's and honestly, I don't know how much medicine has progressed in that sense, in like the surgical part of it, but we will respect that. At least I can speak for Tracey and I right now.
Yeah, like, whatever you're comfortable doing, whatever you, as far as you want to take it to make you feel your complete self.
Yeah.
That's fine. Because I think also in this day and age, with gender and sexuality being like such this full scale of different things, that it's like, at this point, who cares if you think like a penis makes you a boy and a vagina makes you a girl? Like,
exactly.
Whatever. It's not like you're flaunting it around town. Like, I'm not whipping out
what you tell me. I'll respect.
Sure,
you know?
That's fine.
Yeah.
So, like, it should just be whatever makes you happy. Literally, at the end of the day, whatever makes you feel happy, do that, and people should accept it. Done.
100%.
Done.
But let's go back to the dog again. I'm kidding. Let's go back to the baby. Okay, so I wanted to say really quickly that the director of photography is Danny Cohen, who is the same person as the King's Speech and same as the actual, if I'm not mistaken, as the actual director of this film is the same person as the director. Tom Hooper is the same director of the King's Speech. And their cinematography is kind of like the photography and all that is kind of like alike. Because there's like okay, so what I'm reading here is like color palettes shift subtly from the colder blues and grays of Einer's world to warmer and more vivid into when Lili emerges. So it's like kind of like darker and then like a little bit brighter. It says here the visual tone is delicate and painterly. Many scenes mirror classical art with soft natural lighting and international framing. Also, the music was very, very beautiful. It says gentle here, but for me, like it sounded very soft for me, and I love that. I love when it's like not aggressive.
It just adds to the tone. Like, it's not overpowering anything, but it's like helping you feel what's going on at that moment in the scene. Yeah.
It's a period piece.
Yes.
You know, very, very, but now I'm going to let you go for the fun facts.
I have a lot.
Okay, before I say the awards and the nominations of this film. So go for it.
I have a lot, so I'll try to make this quick. But I thought...
Let me put my seatbelt on.
It's going to be a bumpy ride. No, I actually thought a lot of these were very interesting because, again, this is based off of a novel, based on historical events.
I wanted to ask you questions, and I was like, let me just wait for the fun facts.
So let me read through it.
Because I know they're going to be there.
And, if you have anything, like, maybe I read something, but... Okay. So the paintings that were used in the film were actually done by the film's production designer, Eve Stewart, and a British artist, Susanna Brough. The film's paintings weren't exact replica of Goethe's work because they had to be adapted to look like Eddie Redmayne and then Amber Heard's face for Ola.
Yeah.
So, I mean, beautiful portraits.
Yeah.
So in real life, quote unquote, Lili consulted two physicians, both of whom diagnosed her as homosexual. A third physician diagnosed her as intersexed and claimed she had rudimentary female sex organs. So in fact, when the sex reassignment surgery commenced, the surgeons found shrunken female ovaries. Hormonal.
This is where she got her pains.
That's true. That might have been part of like the headaches, and it was like hormonal. So, before her first surgery, it was indicated that there were more female than male hormones present. So it's likely that she had an XXY sex chromosome karyotype, which is actually known as Klinefelter syndrome. So it's a condition that wasn't medically recognized until 1942.
Wow.
So it's probably why they couldn't diagnose her. But this wasn't mentioned in the film, that she was intersex. Which, I think in a way that makes a little bit of a difference. Like already, if you have more female hormones, you have the ovaries.
When the menstrual part was brought up, that she was in pain and bleeding through her nose on a monthly basis, I was like, wait, what is happening right now?
That's true.
Because I don't think a transgender person would do that.
I've never heard of that, but then again, I haven't researched something like that. But I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so originally, Nicole Kidman was set to star and produce the film. She was going to play Einar/Lily.
No.
Yes. So...
That's so ignorant.
I know. Can you imagine? So she had struggled to find an actress to portray Gerda. So first choice was Charlize Theron, but she had to drop out. Then it was given to Gwyneth Paltrow, who dropped out to spend more time with her family. Then it was rumored that it was going to be Uma Thurman. Then then it was Marion Cotillard was considered for the part because her and Nicole Kidman had worked on 9 together. And then I guess she decided not to do it or whatever, but then the role was given to Rachel Weisz, who also dropped out. And then it went, then it went to Alicia Vikander, who it was our Gerda, which she did great. So,
oh my God,
I'm happy it was her.
Yeah.
That's a lot of actresses, though, huh?
Yeah.
And thank goodness Nicole Kidman did not do that. It's one thing. Like, I'll talk about this a little bit, but the fact that it is like a cisgender, like, heterosexual man playing it was, I think, a bit of a challenge or stretch or whatever.
Yeah.
But can you imagine Nicole Kidman doing this? I don't know.
No.
That makes me feel even ickier. I don't know. And, like, nothing against her, because we know she's an amazing actress, but...
Also, she's, like, extremely gorgeous. Like, how are you going to make Nicole Kidman look like a guy?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, but that didn't happen, so thank goodness.
Yeah.
The Paris scenes were actually shot in Brussels, in Belgium.
Okay.
Filming for the 186 scenes took place for a total of 44 days in 6 countries. So they filmed,
So a month and a half?
So they filmed it.
Well, that's probably like spread out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like it was a total of 7 months. I think they had to shoot it.
Okay.
But it was England, Denmark, Belgium, Germany, France, and Norway.
Wow.
And shooting happened even on Sundays and finished on Easter of 2015.
Wow.
So Eddie Redmayne did win an Oscar for The Theory of Everything in 2014.
Yeah.
So he was filming this at the time when the awards were happening. So they actually were like, you can take the weekend, go to the Oscars, which is great because he did win. So it's nice that he was there.
Yeah.
And then right away flew back and resumed filming. So
yeah.
Alicia Vikander, who plays Gerda, revealed to the New York Times that the filmmakers were obsessed with the fact that she didn't look Scandinavian. Quote, "They paled my skin to make me lighter. People say that I'm tanned, but that's my natural color." So in reality, Gerda was actually a natural blonde and had blue eyes and pale skin. So because Alicia's not, she is more tanned, but she ended up having to wear blonde wigs, which...
Wow.
All right. Lili and Gerda moved to Paris in 1912, when they were 30 and 26 years old, respectively. The film begins in 1926 when they would have been 44 and 40 years old. Paris was actually remarkably liberal in the 1910s and 20s, which was why Gerda and Lili ended up settling there. And apparently, Gerda lived openly as a lesbian.
Oh, wow, okay.
So both the novel and the film omitted the fact that she was a lesbian, or at least bisexual, and had an open relationship with Lili.
Oh.
So it allowed her to live as a lesbian. The accounts suggest that they were more like sisters than spouses or lovers. But in the film, she is portrayed as a straight, faithful, and suffering wife who never left her husband. Gerda, I know. Well,
so dramatic.
A little dramatic. But, I mean, kind of. Gerda's famous lesbian erotica paintings are never mentioned in the film. So I guess she switched it up a little bit.
I'm going to have to look up these paintings.
Right?
Because I want to see how...
They actually looked.
How Lili looked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm intrigued. But, that scene where Einar gets beaten up in Paris, that didn't happen. So.
Okay.
That's good.
But, I'm sorry, Einar's outfit was on point. Just gotta say.
Fuck yeah.
When he was walking...
If I could look that good.
Through the park, I was like,
okay.
The
boots, that cinched waist with the, like, tucked in, like, the ascot. I was like, fucking work if I would want that outfit.
Yes, that was so
good. To me.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, I thought the costumes.
I was like, don't ruin the outfit.
Yeah, I know. The costumes, the design, it was very good. I liked it.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to ruin anything, but Eddie Redmayne did get an Oscar nomination for his performance in this film and a Razzie nomination for Worst Supporting Actor for Jupiter Ascending, so same year. And he won the Razzie.
Oh my God, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, but he spoiler, he lost the Oscar to Leonardo DiCaprio, who won for The Revenant.
Yeah, his best
work, which is like, it's hard.
Actually, no. The Lilies, the one, the what's it called? The latest one with the Native Americans.
Flowers of the Killer Moon. Killers of the Flower. Killers of the Flower Moon.
I'm like the Lilies because I'm thinking of flowers.
Well, flowers in the
and
title.
This movie, yeah,
that's his best work.
Oh my God, that is, and I have my feelings about him.
Yeah,
but yeah, Revenant was like top, like his best work up until then. And then this role came in, and that's his best work now.
But you think sometimes it's like some actors, they just need time. And I think...
I need to forget that you are Leo DiCaprio. If I still thinking that you are you're not doing a good job.
Which was always kind of his problem. Although, I must say, this might be controversial, but I love him in What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh, yeah. He was good.
Yeah, and he plays someone who's... mentally challenged, but he does such a good job in my opinion, and he was really young, so he's a hard one. But
I thought you were gonna say Titanic, and I was like, okay,
no. I think he was fine in that, but What's Eating Gilbert Grape, such a good movie.
So good.
So, Eddie Redmayne admitted that he was very uncomfortable performing his nude scene, but agreed to it, believing it was important to the character. So, I'm assuming it's a scene where he, tucks himself, which, I'd imagine you have how many people watching you do that? Like, it's a very intimate, private moment.
It's very uncomfortable, because imagine the whole production there.
Yeah, but I do agree. It is a very pivotal moment, especially for him, like visually
for the character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's like not just dressing in women's clothes anymore, but actually becoming a woman. It's like a whole nother level. But I thought it was done very beautifully.
Filmed that in a very
tasteful. Yes, I thought it was done very well, and he did a good job. So nothing to be embarrassed about. The makeup process used on Eddie Redmayne gradually changed throughout the film as a stylistic choice. So the makeup was to become softer and more feminine the closer Lili got to completing her transition. The difference was so subtle, it's barely noticeable. Okay. Which, I mean, I agree. Like, you could tell that, like, she's wearing makeup when she's Lili, but that's true. Yeah. Like, very subtle changes as it goes along.
Yeah.
Tom Hooper, who's directed, claimed that when he first read the script, he cried 3 times. So,
dude, I cry like 5.
So it was then that he knew he had to direct the film. I think that's so sweet, though.
Yep.
So the first script was actually done in 2004. And it took production 15 years to develop, which...
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, why does some things take so long and then other things get, like, greenlit right away? And sometimes you go, why?
Yeah.
But again, maybe it's the time period. Maybe people wouldn't have been ready for it in 2004, 2005. So the film has been criticized for the casting of a cisgender man to play a trans woman, for being...
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know. For being written similarly to forced feminization erotica, obscuring the actual story of a trans person, for being based on a fictional book that doesn't tell the true story, and also for being sold as a biopic of a transgender woman when in fact the film revolves around a cisgender straight female. Vulture pointed out that the Danish Girl is part of a trend of queer and trans films that are actually about straight people. Even with so many inaccuracies and so little of the real story of Lili and Gerda, the film is still being marketed as a true story of unconditional love.
Whatever.
I know, you can't please everybody. And also, like, I mean, to find a lead to play that part who actually was transgender, I mean, good, like, we're just starting to get, like, good lead trans actors in the industry, and this is 10 years later, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, imagine trying to find someone back then. I don't know if we could have, but it's an important story to tell. So it's like, would you rather not do it at all?
Not tell it,
Or, okay, you bend the rules a little bit. So.
I mean, I don't think it's hard because you're playing a character.
I know. That's what acting is.
Exactly.
I know. And, like, that's my struggle, too. Because it's, like, same thing with, like, you know, the Dallas Buyers Club. Jared Leto's character. But he did it so well. You know, and I'm not a fan of Jared Leto. I'm just going to point that out. He's a little crazy for me. But he did so well in that movie. But that's because, I mean, he goes a little extreme. He's very much a method actor. But, I mean, it's so good. So it's like...
It is very good.
Again, do you not have someone be that part or play that...
That's, like... technicalities.
I know. It gets hard. But listen, now that it's like, okay, we're in a time period where the doors are opening for people. Okay, like, yes, if we're going to have trans characters, then yes, I want to see trans actors. I'm not against it. That's the thing. I'm not against it. But the talent has to be there, too. Like, I just don't want anybody.
Yes. No, you want good actors telling these stories.
Right. So, with that being said, in a 2021 interview, Eddie Redmayne expressed regret for taking on the role of Lili, despite the performance garnering him an Academy Award nomination, stating, quote, "I made that film with the best intentions, but I think it was a mistake. The bigger discussion about the frustrations around casting is because many people don't have a chair at the table. There must be a leveling. Otherwise, we are going to carry on having these debates." And, like, I understand what he's saying. But you can't take away how hard he must have worked for this and how talented he was. Like, I don't think it was a mistake. I think that's going a little extreme. Yeah. All right, I'm almost done. An important factor surrounding Lili's death was left out from the movie. So in the hopes of one day carrying a child, she went through another round of operations in September of 1931, this time with the goal of successfully transplanting a womb into her body. So Lili died of organ rejection after receiving one of the world's earliest uterine transplants, which was actually her 5th operation. And at the time she was 48. But in the film, she died after her 2nd sex reassignment surgery. So I think that is interesting that they chose to do it that way.
Yeah. But also, I wish, like, back then they knew a little bit better, because at 48, I don't think you can have kids. So,
and also, like, to be doing, I feel like such a...
Just go live your best life.
To do such a major surgery like that, if I was the doctor, I'd be like...
Very dangerous.
I'm sorry. I don't think that's a good idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and 48 seems...
Yeah, no.
So, but that was actually the true cause of her death. Mm-hmm. Last one. At the end of the film, it says that Gerda painted Lili's portraits for the rest of her life, but this is not true. Gerda's paintings were out of style by the late 30s, and she was reduced to finding an income selling handmade postcards. Her final art exhibition was in 1939 in Copenhagen, the year before her death. She died penniless and alone in 1940 with a small estate that was auctioned off and a small obituary printed in a local paper acting solely as her commemoration. Fucking sad. That's terrible. Because also I feel like a female artist...
Also, back in the day, it was sad as fuck.
Seriously, talk about trauma. But, like, I feel like that was such a big deal to be a female artist and to be very well known and to have your, like, own exhibitions in Paris and, like, all these, you know, very famous cities known for art. I mean...
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And the fact I've never heard of her. And I've taken art history classes. So, like, what the fuck? You know, we're always learning about, like, Monet and Rembrandt.
Yeah, the same people over and over.
Yeah, and it's like there's other artists who had amazing work and lived amazing lives. Let's teach this shit. Let's go. What's happening?
Yeah. Yep. Oof.
Sorry, I know that was a lot, but I thought some of them were, like, really interesting.
No, that was very interesting. And I'm glad, like, you cleared some stuff from, like, what actually happened. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here are the awards and nominations. So they got nominated in the Academy Awards: Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, nominated for Best Actor Eddie Redmayne, and then Best Supporting Actress Alicia Vikander, and she actually won for that role.
Which, again, this goes back to our little Emmy predictions. Supporting actress, but at the same time, who I forget who was nominated for Best Actress that year. Because if you have strong ass contenders and you go, she's not gonna win, let's do supporting, and then she won.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I gotta look, but I mean, she deserved it. She was great.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
For the Golden Globes, nominated Best Actor in Drama, Eddie. Nominated Best Supporting Actress, Alicia. The BAFTA Awards, they were nominated as Best British Film, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Costume Design, Best Makeup and Hair. For the SAG Awards, they were nominated Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Supporting Role, and nominated Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Film. And that was pretty much it. But the Rotten Tomatoes got 68% from the critics, which is probably what you were saying, like, it should have been a transgender playing the role. And then 72% in the audience. And, like, their box office was 64 million worldwide. It was praised for its performances, particularly Vikander's, and visual beauty, which is the cinematography. And it was criticized by the LGBTQ+.
Like, I get it, but... I mean, at the end of the day, like, it was such a good performance, and I really feel like he did
it justice.
He did it with respect, too, you know, because I think that's the difference. Yeah. He wasn't trying to portray this in any other way than with the respect that Lili deserved.
Yeah.
It wasn't
and
a
that
mockery.
Was not a bad intention. Yeah, like come on.
I know. So, like, I get it, but also, like, come on.
But also, like, we'll get there.
Yes.
It's slow and steady.
Right.
And
believe me, I want it to be faster, but, like...
The things that happen faster don't last.
That's true.
Things that to go slowly.
That's true. And
slowly. If it's a faster change, it will not stay on. But in my opinion, I give it 2 thumbs up. I think everyone should watch it. It was a great, great film. What about you, T?
I agree. Definitely 2 thumbs up. Beautiful movie. Very well done. Important message. So yeah, everybody should go watch it. And it's still a decade later. I think it stands up.
Still matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Well, I guess that's it for today because I really got to...
I know, we've gone on a little long, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for listening.
As always.
We appreciate you. Rate, review, subscribe, all the good things. And
until next time.
We'll talk to you next week.
Woo!
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.